Welcome back. Today, I invite you to journey with me into the energetic truth about money, not as something to chase, but something to realign with. Let's explore the field of abundance together and unravel what's truly holding it back. Most people don't have a money problem. They have a money wound. It's not just about budgeting, strategy, or working harder. This wound is deeper, invisible, emotional, energetic. It was passed down through generations, reinforced by culture, religion, school, and survival. It whispers that you're only worthy if you're doing the daily grind. That money only comes with pain. That to receive is selfish and to struggle is sacred. But that isn't the truth. It never was. And this is your reminder. You weren't born with a scarcity mindset. You inherited it. And what was programmed can be deprogrammed. This is your invitation to remember who you really are. Someone safe to receive, powerful enough to flow, and wired for abundance. We were conditioned by culture, education, and repetition to see money in the most limiting way possible, as a cold transaction, a number, a ledger to balance. But something in you always knew that wasn't the full truth. You didn't find this message by accident. You were drawn here because your soul remembers money is energy, and it's either flowing freely to you or it's quietly slipping away. Not because you're lazy, not because you're doing something wrong, but because of one thing: your frequency. Money doesn't reward hard work. It mirrors alignment. It reflects your baseline beliefs, even the ones you don't know you're carrying. So if money feels chaotic, scarce, or inconsistent, it's not a personal failure. It's a sign of programming. It means your nervous system is still tuned to lack. You were likely wired in survival, through parents who stressed over bills, schools that taught obedience but never wealth, and systems that never asked you to receive. That wiring still runs in the background, like a virus. Let this sink in. Money doesn't respond to logic. It responds to energy. You could work 18-hour days, hold every degree, want it more than anything. But if your inner signal says, "I don't have enough," the universe mirrors that back. Right now, you're tuned into one of two channels, lack or flow. Whichever one you're aligned with, it's running the show. The good news, you're not locked into this pattern. You can retune the frequency. You can shift the energy field so wealth comes to you like oxygen, effortless, constant, and natural. Let's flip the game. Here's what no one tells you. Money isn't earned, it's allowed. Not allowed by institutions or other people, allowed by you, by your belief, your energy. Until you heal the core wound that whispers, "It's not safe for me to have wealth," nothing will stick. Not the affirmations, not the hustle, not the vision boards. Money is energy. Your energy is the password. It's not a thing. It's a frequency. It's not given. It's matched. Not deserved through hard work, but received through alignment. Until you truly get that, you'll keep playing a game designed to burn you out. Money isn't backed by gold or hard value. It's backed by belief. That's it. The collective agreement. Belief is an energy contract. And just like the observer effect in quantum physics, your beliefs collapse potential into reality. Believe money is hard? That's the timeline you collapse. Believe it flows with ease? That becomes your experience. Your subconscious, programmed mostly before age 7, sets the frequency. And if it's still tuned to fear, lack, and unworthiness, no amount of effort will override that signal. It's not about doing more. It's about being aligned. Without alignment, there is no flow. The belief that you must hustle to be worthy was etched into your nervous system. The feeling that there's never enough, that you must work hard for permission, that your value equals your productivity. But here's what they fear most. If you reclaim your belief, you reclaim your power. You were never meant to bow to money. You were meant to use it. Money is a tool, not a god. You were born to flow, not fear, not chase, not survive. Your real job isn't just to make more money, it's to escape the trap entirely. To dismantle the invisible structure in your subconscious that says you're only valuable if you suffer. Here's the secret. Money loves movement. It lives in circulation. It dies in fear. When you hoard from panic, you send a loud message to the universe. I don't trust the flow. And the universe reflects that right back. Your internal state becomes your external bank account. That's the law. As within, so without. When you spend with fear, money pulls back and closes its flow. When you give with confidence, invest from overflow, and circulate with trust, you activate abundance. Wealth isn't built by hoarding. It's built by trusting the flow. Money is like breath. You inhale, you exhale, you receive, you release. Wealth is a circuit, and circuits only work when they're open. The moment you open the flow, the system responds. Not someday, but immediately. You weren't born in scarcity. You were programmed into it. As a child, you may have asked for things and heard, "We can't afford it." Money doesn't grow on trees. Be grateful for what you have. They weren't just harmless phrases. They were subconscious commands, etched into your system. Every repetition taught your body. Money is hard, wanting is wrong, and there's never enough. By 7 years old, your money blueprint was already set. Not on truth, not on universal law, but on someone else's wounds. Then school reinforced it. The message received was, sit still, memorize, obey, trade time for money, follow the rules, ask for permission. You were trained for the rat race, not for freedom. Religion added another layer. Money is evil. Blessed are the poor. You can't love God and money, but let's be clear. Money isn't evil. It's neutral. It amplifies what already exists. If you're generous, money becomes a channel for impact. If you're afraid, money becomes a mirror for pain. And who benefits from you believing that being broke is holy? The system. Because broke people are easier to control. Then comes the impact of trauma, or a story created out of misperceptions. Watching your parents argue, experiencing loss, the fear that when things go well, something always crashes. These imprints taught your body to brace, to fear having, to reject ease. So now when abundance shows up, you may flinch, you may undersell, you may give too much, or you may even push it away. And on top of it all, you scroll on social media. You see success everywhere, and instead of feeling inspired, you feel behind. That's not motivation. That's energetic debt. And whether you see it or not, that blueprint is still running. But now you're aware. And awareness is the first crack in the shell. Money doesn't fix you. It reveals you. And then it amplifies what's already there. If you carry guilt, shame, or fear around money, that's what grows when wealth arrives. If you feel unworthy, you'll reject abundance the moment it comes. If you don't feel safe, you'll subconsciously find ways to lose what you gain. So let's get real. When was the last time you felt rich? Not on paper, but in your body, in your spirit, in your breath. If it's been a while, you're not alone. You've been leaking energy for years, through silence, through shame, through being taught to give until you collapse, and never once being shown how to receive. And now you sit, exhausted, cluttered, disconnected, asking yourself quietly, what is all this for? You're not just blocked financially, you're blocked energetically, carrying generations of survival, stories of men and women who worked themselves to death, hiding their pain behind polite smiles and quiet pride. But here's the truth that brings it all back into your hands. This is not permanent. This is not your fate. This is wiring, and wiring can be rewritten. You are not stuck. You are not broken. You are becoming aware, and that awareness is the key. You can retune your frequency. You can shift the energy field that surrounds you. You can rise into resonance so that wealth comes to you like breath, automatic, effortless, and natural. Because it was never about earning your worth. It was always about remembering your power. Belief is an energetic contract. So, what is this energy contract? Just like in quantum physics, the observer effect collapses potential into reality. Your beliefs collapse timelines. Believe money is hard to come by? Boom. That's the version of reality you lock in. Believe it flows effortlessly toward you? That becomes your experience. Because the field listens to frequency, and your subconscious sets the frequency. And here's the humbling truth. 90% of your subconscious was programmed before you could even speak. Read that again. This is why hard work alone doesn't work. This is why people burn themselves out in 12-hour days and still feel financially stuck. And this is why someone else, with less hustle but cleaner energy, might seem to attract money with ease. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's alignment. And when you're not aligned, there is no flow. It's that simple and that dangerous if ignored. Because money, at its core, isn't even real. It's not rooted in nature. It's not a spiritual law. It's paper, pixels, a belief system wrapped in exceptional branding. But here's the thing. This illusion rules your life. It controls how you feel when you check your bank account. It shapes how safe you feel in your body, in your skin. It determines how worthy you believe you are to rest, to receive, to expand. Why? Because from the time you were a child, you were hypnotized into one core belief. Money equals survival. Money equals success. Money equals value. And now, without even realizing it, you might still be chasing worth through wealth, without knowing that the truth of your value was never up for negotiation. This was never just about money. It was about what money represents. Freedom, safety, the power to say no without guilt. Until you feel worthy of that freedom, you'll keep chasing scraps. You'll keep surviving instead of receiving. And if you keep pretending it's fine, you'll keep repeating the story. The one your parents lived, the one their parents lived, but you're here now. And you know strategy isn't enough. You need a new frequency, one that comes from deep inside. This is your moment. You don't need to earn your way out of scarcity. You need to remember your way back to alignment. You came here to break the cycle, to embody abundance, to stop proving and start receiving. Your job is no longer to hustle for worth. It's to stand in your truth. I am safe to receive. I am allowed to have more. I am already enough. It's wild how deeply our thoughts and energy intertwine with the world around us. As spiritual beings, we can either buy into the illusion of limitation, or we can rise into the frequency of truth and finally receive what has always been ours. The money wound doesn't define you. It was never yours to carry. And now that you see it, you can finally let it go. So breathe. Be open. Allow it. Let life meet you at your new frequency, because you are the source, and the flow is already yours. If you felt the energy of this video, if something in you stirred, if a truth landed, or a light turned on, don't keep it to yourself. Give it a like so others can find this message. If you like this type of content, please check out the description box below for other videos.